Welcome to SEMA Central, SEMA 2014. I'm Dennis Pitzenbarger, right here live in the Las Vegas Convention Center. Sitting to my right, Myles Kovacs, a guy that 15 years ago probably wondered, why did I ask for such a crazy trip? Founder of Dub Magazine, co-founder of Dub Magazine,
yep.
And I didn't know you had another magazine coming out. We'll talk about that in a second, but congratulations on all your success, man.
Thank you, thank you.
You are really, truly a barometer or a watermark of where trends are going. I mean, you didn't, you had the vision. Some people probably thought you were brilliant. Some people might have thought you were crazy when you started all this, but talk about the story that's brought you from there to here.
Yeah. You know, I started in a local rim store as a delivery driver. So growing up, I couldn't read and write, so I had a real hard time in school. And I was diagnosed with eye disease at age 11, so I couldn't see very well out of my left eye. I was losing my vision in my right, and so I was considered stupid. I learned how to read by reading Lowrider magazine. So that's how I got really passionate about cars. And when I started Dub, I went totally blind in my left eye, and I got a cornea transplant. So I tell people, since God took my sight, he gave me vision. I'm able to see things. I call those my spidey senses. So when you have a disability, it creates extraordinary abilities.
Well, and obviously, you know, one of the things I'm most impressed by is a guy who was in the newsprint, call it the print business, for a long time. You have weathered the storm. You have adapted, and I think that's even part of what, you know, this whole dream, build, drive thing is about, is it's the innovation that you can take, whether you have an existing product and make it work in today's market and still continue to go forward. How do you embrace that part of your life?
You know, I think it's really understanding history will always repeat itself. So if you educate yourself on what went on in this industry, offshore manufacturing, onshore manufacturing, all the trends, it's all going to come back. It's going to come back in a different way. So I spent a lot of years in the fashion industry. So I saw bell bottoms come in and out, plaid come in and out.
I was just going to say that. The bell bottoms I have from when I was a kid, they never fit me though. I had some epic ones, man. They were sales.
So looking at how those trends impacted the world, you'll see it come back in a slight variation. So all we did was, when we founded Dub Magazine, was we took what Lowrider was doing and they stopped at wire wheels, and then the market went big chrome. So when I was picking up Lowrider magazine, they would have big chrome wheels in their advertisements, but their editorial was just the wire wheels. So I saw a void in that marketplace. And what gave me the inspiration to start Dub Magazine was I was here at the Magic Convention, the fashion convention in Las Vegas, and I was watching the TV. I think it was Barrett Jackson was on. It's probably 3 in the morning. And I saw this Mercedes.
Sounds about right.
I saw this Mercedes being auctioned off, and I'm like, this is hot. Rentec, Lorenzer wheels, and just really sick. It was a white one. And I'm sitting there at the end of the edge of the bed, and they're like, it's a celebrity car. It's going to sell for double the value, triple the value. I'm like, who owns this car? You know, Shaq or somebody, right?
Yeah.
And they go, the owner is Alan Jackson. I said, who the hell is Alan Jackson?
Well, and from us crazy, you know, rednecks up in Oregon, I knew who that guy was.
Okay, good. I sat there, I was, you know, what, 20, 24 years old, 22 years old, or somewhere around there, and I thought, who the hell is Alan Jackson? And so I thank Alan Jackson today for helping me start Dub Magazine, because if I didn't see the value that he gave that car through that auction, I would have never known that these celebrities added so much value to products.
Well, I'll tell you what, with your story of overcoming adversity in your life, I don't think it would have mattered if you would have met that car. I think you were kind of destined for that stuff. I mean, you're one of those guys that, you know, if you watch the way that magazine has evolved and just been, I mean, I hate to say it, I'm so impressed the way that a print magazine has evolved into the digital age and been able to keep that in my hands feel, but yet still be so impactful in the marketplace.
No, definitely. But you know, really, if you look at it, you got to come in, like, say, PepsiCo. They own Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay is 60% of PepsiCo's business, but it's still called PepsiCo. So even though we're Dub Magazine, our marketing and all the events and all of the other stuff that we do aside from Dub brings in the majority of the revenue.
Talk about your new endeavor. I didn't know this. You laid it on me right before we started this interview. Congratulations on the launch of the new magazine.
Thanks. We launched our Jeep and truck magazine called Lifted and Leveled. So it's an off-road enthusiast magazine, and it's been just exploding. If you look outside at the SEMA show, it's like the truck show.
Yeah, you know? I'm amazed. That was you're right in the wheelhouse there. I was amazed how many trucks. I mean, there's this mythical place called South Hall. I'll probably see it later this afternoon for the first time.
That's where we're at.
But I walked through that area and I was blown away. Jeeps, the off-road industry is something that is really booming, almost more than other areas, for sure.
And there's one factor. It's all about making stuff. So that's the only segment right now where they're actually hand making things, and it's opening opportunities. You see new companies, new fabricators coming out every day. So even when we launched, it was modifying, not making. So these guys are actually making, so this is very comparable to the hot rod generation. So this is going to go on for hundreds of years.
And it's great to see all those new innovators come out to a place like SEMA and be able to be seen. You know what? Thank you so much for sharing some time with me on SEMA Central here. If people want information about how to find Dub, well, if you don't know what Dub Magazine is and you're in this building, I don't know where you've been for the last 15 years, but maybe some information about that and how to find out your new magazine.
Yeah, so you could go to dubmagazine.com. On there, we're on Twitter, Facebook, we're on Instagram, and then, myself personally, if people want to know about me, I have a website. It's mileskovacs.com, and I just recently did a TEDx talk, and in Boyle Heights, where I grew up in East LA, and it was very emotional. It was the first time I ever spoke in front of my parents, so it was
Really?
it was very, very difficult. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't just roll with it?
It's tough.
You're well spoken.
Well, put it this way: go home tonight, sit in front of your parents, and tell them everything that's hurt you when you grew up and now. Okay. That's basically what I had to do.
I give. You're right. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you very
coming
much.
up
Thanks
here.
for having me. It's
Appreciate it.
awesome.
You are one of the great innovators in this business.
Thank you.
And you see the future, and that's what SEMA needs.
Thank you.
More right here from SEMA Central coming up soon.